Wow. Hi there, everybody. I know I recently launched one not too long ago, but this time it's irrelevant to the events that led to the events that are leading to the events of today. Right. Now I know the government is in a disreprove of the NHS. I mean, the NHS is a big thorn in everybody's sides because we rely on it too much. And too much we do, indeed, rely on. Today was a classic for me. Unfortunately, I suffer from a very uncomfortable disposition. I will not share that with everybody because I'm not here to share about, hey man, this is an old man who's got problems. I smoke too much. Not really, but irrelevant to the situation. There was a bit of humour in case you didn't realise. The humour being in such, to the point is that, the NHS are major legally taking big cuts. Cuts to degrees that no one would find very desirably comfortable for anybody. In fact, it threatens too many people's lives, regardless, your, mine, or anybody else's for that matter. Today was one of those incidents where I had to acquire assistance. Literally. Regrettably, I had to acquire it. They came, they dealt, and the advice they gave me personally was, no, we don't think you need to go to the hospital. So I didn't go to the hospital on their very advice. I would have loved to have filmed it, because then we could see how this particular service works in many aspects. I mean, I give them their dues where dues are. I have respect for many of these. They're under circumstances that even you and I would not dare to walk upon, because there is a lot of stress there involved. But when you come across the situation where they advise you that, oh no, it would be no point in going to said an hospital. You called us out, well, everything else seems to check. Yeah, hospital wouldn't be a good idea. So fair enough, you agree to do that. So it's all right. And if this is your advice, in honesty, we there share and look upon as they are the people we trust, in those we trust. Is this not the way we move on? So, using that terminology, in those we trust, on their advice, they say, oh no, we don't need to see the point of you going to an hospital call. So fair enough, I declined such matter. Then when I came to revise, after they'd done all their paperwork, and there's lots of it. My God, if there's so much paper, you'd think of, my God, that'd make a lovely good thing on the loo. Down the toilet, definitely. Signed the old form, and to my horror, to my surprise, most definitely horror, I found that on his advice to what he gave me and what I signed was irrelevant to the fact that it was on his advice, those whom we must trust, advised me to accordingly to decline a trip down to lovely here. Yeah, that's another story I'm going to be talking about another day, but not at the moment. It will be coming very soon. Definitely on the return of the Maddog Presents, where we're telling me of Smell Me a Dog. All this and a whole heap more will be discovered by me or Zach, and will be disclosed to you out there who may be waffling listening, if anyone does, these days. But the point at hand is the fact that they advised me personally that it would be of no interest to me going and attending A&E. So therefore, on their very good, honest advice from professionals as those we trust, I took on board and said, okay, are you sure this is okay? Yeah, this is fine, we can't see the point of that. So I decided, okay, I will not proceed with said matter. Lo and behold, this is the pinnacle, as I was stating. When I reviewed what I signed, there weren't one individual mention that it was them who were the ones who declined in offering me the chance to go to an A&E. Not that I wanted to go there, but it's the point. It was them who declined said matter, and therefore I agreed, because I trusted them, to find that when I signed it, oh, give this to your doctor when you see him next. Really? The doctors can't even tell what we're doing because of the cuts. They're not allowed to give us anything we want. Lovely government makes sure of that. But we're not talking about political problems and issues, especially with the NHS. The biggest thorn in everybody's side these days. More so the Tories, because, hey, it's costing them more money than us poor working class. But again, I'm touching political, which I am not into. So anyway, as I found to my horror, this is what they said. So then I'm asked my question, and I put it to everybody's my view. And you can always catch me on Twitter. Twitter. He means Twitter. You can tag me on Twitter, or even you can catch me, Maddog ZX, on Facebook and make a comment. All comments are welcome. There's many more of these things going to be appearing, I'm sure, over the next current months, maybe. I don't know. But anyways, as I found to my horror, this is what they disguised. This is what they disclosed. They said, as if it was me who turned around and said to them, no, I don't want to go to no hospital. Why the hell do I want to go to one of them places? Because, hey man, everybody goes there who's sick. Well, I wouldn't call them out if I weren't unwell. At that particular time, I was very unwell. But on their advice, it was through their advice that I declined to say, all right, then I'll agree with them and not go to the A&E. So, did not go to A&E, and now I had to sign for it stating that I didn't, as if it was me who refused. So, what I am putting across to everybody else who happens to view this, from the Mad Dog himself, and that would be, when you go, if you are unfortunately in a position where you have to or you require an emergency service, aka ambulances from the NHS, and it's not for you or it's for others, make sure, and I do say, make sure you listen carefully to what they advise. And now if they say like they did with me and turn around and say, oh sorry, but we don't think it'd be sensible you going to such a place, then say, well, screw you, I'm going there. Because if you agree with them, as much as they're under pressure, and yet it's going to be a long wait, declared, without a doubt, any A&E you go to these days, or as they like shoving mostly urgent care, the latest trend of A&E, they shove you in one of them places, you're going to be there for quite a long time. So don't be scared or deterred by that. Because if you decline on their advice, they will not dare state on their forms that they advise such a matter, and therefore you followed their advice, but then when it comes to you agreeing, you become the person who has decided to decline going to said urgent care, aka A&E. So be wise and be sensible. Take attention to what people actually give you, because it's all right you listen to them. Yes, they do a mighty fine job, but it's not about numbers these days no more. It's about cost, effectiveness, how much drain is going to be on our lovely, glorious government, and how much that's going to cost them to spend that 10 minutes for them to check you over and then shove you over to an A&E of your choice or their choice. Yeah, never a good thing. But if you agree to do so on their advice, you can guarantee they will turn around and say, it weren't even offered. And you will look the person that declined whatever your condition may or may not be of that particular time. And you will be the person who they will say who is the wrong party. Which, in all fairness, I don't know, does it apply so much these days, but it wouldn't cross my mind. If you're not careful, you get charged for them, for the pleasure of them to advising you not to take them. And then when you agree, next minute, hey, guess what? You get a dirty grey stinking bill because you refused to go to the hospital because you called them out. Well, hello. You don't know what was wrong with you or whomever you were inquiring on. And this is what I would advise everybody out there. Be vigilant, be observant, and be aware, regardless to whom those we trust. We can't trust everybody, especially in this dire, as Churchill would say, in this dark times. And these are dark times because government is cutting NHS. We know that. They've been trying it for years, and they're going to do it again. This time they might very well succeed because already a very tight schedule is even tighter than a gerbil's backside. So, all I wanted to share this is with everybody to be aware. Do not deter. Do not ignore. Stand firm. If you feel you're unwell, then go by your own instinct. Do not be deterred by the advice of those in which we have called upon and whom of which we may trust, because they may not be as trusty as you would like. Till then or not, take care, be safe, be lucky, and be very healthy. Till my next review, which is in about 10 hours' time, it's to do with Churchill, The Darkest Hour. Look forward to putting that review out to you guys out there. Hope you'll enjoy it. But this is one of the things that I wanted to do, touch on a serious matter rather than the previous one that I released to you not too long ago. But that was because things were a bit difficult. And it's a fact of the way life is with everybody, really. That somebody out there wants to say that somebody you may care or love or want to be with may or may not be alive or not. So pay no disrespect to that, and do pay attention to that, because there's always somebody out there going to do it to you. There's always somebody out there who's going to say, hey, somebody's just died in your close family or your close knit. And yeah, if you're an emotional person, it's going to affect you, even though it may be bullshit. So also, with reference to the hospitals, also pay attention to those sad individuals out there which do exist that will always get better of a person, you know. And that's what I'm going to say on that particular matter and closing of that subject. So, closing this whole thing tonight, well, for this particular subject, take care of yourself, be lucky, be safe, be vigilant, be observant, and stay affirmed. Most of all, be lucky and take care. Night now.